Did you know most people don't fail at budgeting because they're bad with money? They fail because their system is broken. What if you had a budget that updated itself in real time, auto-synced your transactions for you, and even sent you alerts and notifications if something looked a little off? That's exactly what WalletHub does, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a budget using WalletHub free and premium version. This video is sponsored by WalletHub. And WalletHub is an app and a website that helps you manage your credit score, pay off debt faster, and create a budget that aligns with your lifestyle. And if you're new here, I've helped hundreds of people create a budget from scratch using tools like WalletHub Premium to build systems for their unique financial situations and to make budget feel easier and a lot more doable for anybody. And now that we're logged into WalletHub, you can see on the left-hand side that WalletHub does a lot of things. Gives you an overview, it looks at your credit, it gives you some different offers for different tools and credit cards and things that might apply to you. It also looks at investments, identity protection. It does a lot more than just budgeting, which is what makes WalletHub Premium such a good tool for anyone looking to improve their financial situation. But for this video, we're going to focus on setting up a budget, and so we're going to look into this spending category. I'm going to start out with the free version of WalletHub, which anybody can set up for free. That's why it's the free version. You don't need to put in any payment information or anything like that. It will ask you information about your credit, your debt, mortgage, investment, things like that to help the system confirm your identity and improve the accuracy of their credit score and wallet score tools. It takes a few minutes to set up, but it's super easy to do. Okay, now that we're all logged into the free version, we can go over to the spending category on the left-hand side, and we're making a budget, so we're going to click on budget. Here you can see I've already done some tinkering with the free version of this budget. At the top it says October 2025, that's the month we're in, and the first thing we need to do is select the type of budget that we want to make. So if you click here in this budget type, it gives you a bunch of different options. Simple budget, pay yourself first, envelope budgeting, micro envelope, and a 50-30-20. I'm a really big fan of the 50-30-20 budget in general, but the primary budget that I've ever used is the envelope budgeting, and so we're going to choose envelope budgeting right now. I've already got that selected, so I can't update it, but if I wanted to, I can switch to any one of these and click update. And WalletHub does this really cool thing. It takes all the transactions that I've already entered and it recategorizes it to fit that budget style. So it gives you the flexibility to try different budgeting styles and see which interface you like the best and which one's going to work best for you. So WalletHub does a lot of the heavy lifting for you as far as creating your budget categories. And you can see I've got income, debt payments, home utilities, food and dining. All this is already set up. I didn't set up any of these categories for myself. WalletHub did that for me because it knows that most people use these categories. And then if you scroll down here, you can see where it says show categories. It's got more categories. That's what's listed here. Auto, transportation, health, kids, financial, education. Again, it's got a lot of pre-created budget categories for you that you can use if they're part of your budget. And you can actually edit and make changes. You can manage your categories. So you can see here, each of these have a bunch of like subcategories below them. We've got auto and transport, which includes auto insurance, maintenance, gas, lease, parking. You can add a subcategory, customize it however you want. Debt payment, so if you've got a bunch of debt payments, you can do like Capital One. I know I spelled that wrong, please forgive me. It'll add it in there, it'll alphabetize it, which is nice. If you had a Chase credit card, you can add that in there. Very customizable, and again, a bunch of different categories. You can also just add a big category here as well. If I want to add a category for like YouTube business, I can do that. It'll create that, and then I can add subcategories for my different expenses for running a YouTube business. Yeah, very customizable, very easy to use. There's also this blue button at the top where if you want to add a category there, you can do that too. We need to get back to our budget. Once you've set up your categories, another step that you're going to need to take is to enter your expected budget for each of your categories. So your income, I've got this in here at 8,000. All these are editable. You just click them. If your income is 5,000, you're going to put that in there. Whatever your monthly expected income is, you're going to put in this category. So again, I'll just put it back at 8,000. And you're going to do the same thing for all of your budget categories. Your estimated expected amount that you'd expect to pay for each of those categories every month. And it doesn't have to be exact. You don't need to have it down to the penny. To start off, it's best to make estimates, and then you can go back in with your bank statements and add in to be more exact. And some of these are going to be easier to add the expected expenses because they're bills. For example, debt payments are going to be credit card payments or mortgage payments or loan payments. Those are exact bills every single month. Same with some of your home utilities. If you click all these, they expand. You can kind of glance through these and make an estimate about how much you would budget for those, and then you type it in. So this would maybe be $2,500 if it's going to include my mortgage and rent in there, utilities. You're going to do this for every single budget category. Food and dining out. Any of these are expandable, so I can click to see what is underneath any of these. So this includes bars and alcohol, coffee, dining out, food delivery, groceries. All of those are under the umbrella of food and dining. Next up, I'm going to show you how to add a transaction in this free version. The really cool thing about the premium version is there's a feature that auto syncs your transactions into your budget. So you don't have to do all this manual entering that I'm about to show you. It will automatically sync in here, and then you just have to fine tune it to make sure everything's syncing to the correct categories. It's super awesome, and one of the things I love about WalletHub Premium. And I'm going to show you some of those premium features here in just a couple minutes, but I do want to mention that at the filming of this video, WalletHub is running a discount of 50% off. So a WalletHub Premium account is going to be $3.99 a month instead of $7.99, which is a pretty awesome deal for something that auto syncs your transactions into your budget for you. And I've got a link for WalletHub down in the description, so you can check that out and get signed up right now. If I'm going to add income, I'm going to make sure I'm under the income here. I've got income to the right here, and so that I'm in the right place. Add transaction. I'm going to start with my dollar amount, so we'll do $1,800. This is income. I'm going to do my merchant name as my name of my job, teaching. And then here under the category, I want to select the category of income that this is going to be. For me, this is my job. So I'm going to select job. It's going to be put into my members account, and then I'm going to hit save. If I give it a second, yay, my transaction is added. And I can see that pop up here as well. Adding a transaction is as simple as that. Now, if I want to go down and do a transaction under home and utilities, I just need to select home and utilities. I can even click on rent, and it will come over here to show that it is rent. Add a transaction. We'll say it is $1,500. That is categorized as an expense. I can just do merchant name. Like, I'll just put rent. Category is rent, and save. I can see that now I have paid $1,500 in rent. Of my actual expected budget is $2,500. I spent $1,500 of that. We'll do one more. I'll collapse this. Go down to food and dining. I'm going to click on groceries. I just went to Aldi last week. This is an expense. It was $102. Again, merchant name, I can type in Aldi and hit save. So you can see how simple this is to add your transactions manually. When I sit down to do my budget, I have usually my transactions or receipts or my banking apps right alongside me, so I can add all these in one by one. Because no matter what kind of budgeting software we're using, whether it's a spreadsheet or an awesome software like WalletHub or WalletHub Premium, we still have to manually input some things. No budget can run on autopilot. And so that's what this is. The free version, you have to enter all your expenses manually. But now we're going to switch over to the premium version, and we're going to see some of those advanced features like auto sync. Okay, now you can see that we are in the premium version, and a couple things that stand out right away is my dashboard for my spending. In my dashboard now, I have charts and graphs and a lot more information than I did on the free version, because with the premium version, my accounts are all synced and my transactions get synced to my budget and to the WalletHub Premium. You can see syncing complete. I can refresh it for new data. We're going to jump right into our budget again. And just like before, we have to select our budget type. We're going to stick with the envelope budgeting system. And you can see already I've got all kinds of stuff going on with my budget here. I've got income, I've got debt payments, I've got home utilities, I've got expenses all added in. I didn't do any of these transactions. I didn't enter any of these manually. You'll also see that my income looks very much inflated. That is not accurate because of the way some of these have been auto-categorized. Like I said before, no budget tool or budget software is going to be perfect, and it's always going to take some manual adaptation to make sure that your budget is flowing exactly the way it's supposed to be. As I'm scanning through this budget, I can see that some things are not categorized correctly, and that's a really easy fix. For any of these expenses, all I have to do is scroll down to them, and for example, let's go to utilities here. All I have to do is look at something and recategorize. But this checking, this is one that isn't in the correct place. All I have to do is click on it on the right tab bar and click the correct category this is supposed to go in. This was a transfer. Find it in there. Oh, gotta scroll up. This was a transfer between accounts, and we'll just transfer to that one. Okay, so that was a transfer between accounts. So it's going to ask if I want to apply that same thing to other 20 transactions. And I'm not going to, because I want to probably go through all of those individually. But again, some of these tools or features of the WalletHub Premium are pretty nice. So that is the overall budget. I can see some things are off. One of the best ways that I found in WalletHub Premium to do that is the Transactions tab. The transactions tab is a list of all of your transactions between your accounts, and you can customize this to be the last 30 days, the last 60 days, last however many days. You can choose specific categories, specific accounts. You can search for specific vendors if you wanted to. So for any of these transactions, as I'm scanning through these, I can look to see if they're categorized correctly. I can see right here this Venmo is not categorized correctly, and so all I have to do is click it. I can categorize this. This is childcare, so if I can find kids in here, kids, childcare, boom, that is there. It says, do I want to always recognize Venmo for childcare? I do not, and this is a must-have priority. And I'm going to hit save. So that will recategorize that for me the correct way. I can see this one down here. This is a cafe. This could be categorized as dining out. This is also, I know, was coffee, so I can categorize that as coffee. And we can do this place always as coffee. That makes sense. If you had Starbucks on here and you want to categorize it as coffee, you can always put it on there as coffee. Another cool feature of the transactions tab is your ability to set up certain transactions as recurring. If I had a recurring one here, so let's look at childcare. So I click on that transaction and I click more options. I can set this to be recurring. I can have this monthly, annually, weekly, every 2 weeks, twice a month. This is really great if you have like memberships, or if you have, again, bills that are every single month that are paid on the same day. If I have a YMCA membership that gets withdrawn out, I can do, this is monthly, I can save it, and it will take this transaction out monthly on that date, and it will categorize it to the correct place. This is a way that you can have your budget be more hands-off if you take the time up front as you're first setting it up to go through and categorize all of the recurring transactions into your budget so that WalletHub Premium knows exactly where to put those transactions. A little less work for you in updating it. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to show you for WalletHub Premium is the dashboard. I mentioned it really briefly earlier, but the dashboard is a really good place to find snapshots and really great visuals of your financial situation. I can look at these graphs in a quick glance and see where I'm spending money. A lot on auto and transportation recently. Financial commitments, debt repayments, home utilities. These are my big categories that I'm spending on right now. Again, I need to do a lot of work in here to categorize all my expenses to make it be more accurate. And then this graph will be more accurate. Got transaction alerts, frequently visited vendors, places where I spend the most money, a lot of insights, net worth tools and calculators. These are a lot of insights that the free version just doesn't have because it doesn't connect to your accounts in the same way. I can also add different widgets to this. So if I click this plus, you can add your account balances in here so you have those right front and center, your wallet score. This is a specialized score that WalletHub creates that gives you an overall picture of your financial health. Budget summary, these are all things that I could add to this. It will add it to the bottom. So if I did spending by category, I think I already have this in there, but it will add it to the bottom, and then I can just put these little arrows. I can move this wherever I want to move it so that the highest priority visuals that I want to see are going to show up at the top of my dashboard. So at this point, you've seen all of the basics that the WalletHub Premium version can do, as well as some features of the free WalletHub version where you have to manually add your transactions in. So a question you might have at this point is the premium version of WalletHub worth it, or should I just stick with the free version? As you saw, the free version gives you really easy, simple to use tools for budgeting. Even though you have to manually enter all of your expenses, it's pretty straightforward and pretty user-friendly. But with the premium version, you do get those advanced features like the auto syncing your transactions. It auto categorizes them for you. Yes, it takes a little work on upfront, just like any budget will, but it will save you time in the long run as you're making your budget. Plus, you get all those really powerful insights with the dashboard and those tools to help you get a really quick snapshot of your financial situation without having to do all those manual graphs yourself. So the question you kind of got to ask yourself about the premium versus the free is, are you more interested in saving time, or are you more interested in saving money? Because if you're interested in saving time and energy budgeting, WalletHub Premium, with its ability to auto categorize your transactions and auto sync your transactions, is going to save you a lot of time in the long run instead of manually entering all of your transactions by hand. You can always use the free version to get the hang of it, use the interface, and see how you like manually entering all your expenses, and then you can just upgrade later. The chance you're taking is that their 50% off promotion might not be happening. So that's a look at how WalletHub can help you build a budget and stick with it using their free or premium tools. In between the personalized budget, the real-time transaction and real-time alerts and tracking, you'll have everything you need to make a budget that works for you and your financial situation. If you want to give WalletHub a try, click the link down in the description description below and get signed up and get started today. Thanks again, WalletHub, for sponsoring this video, and thank you for watching. A budget really is a powerful tool to take control of your finances and improve your financial habits, and WalletHub makes that easier than ever.